Hello? Phil?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Phil? Oh,
What'd you
I don't know. I hit record and we're recording. I'm John Mulrooney. That's Phil. Dude, I thought it was going to play. I had this thing. I had this. Don't laugh at me. I had this other thing all queued up and it's not playing. I don't know what the hell happened. Hey man, I gotta hang my handicap sticker up on this board.
It started out with such great momentum yesterday.
Dude, it's 9:11 a.m. How about that? There's one. There's a comp for you. 9:11 a.m. I'm John Mulrooney. That's Phil Iazetter. It's Comedy and Conspiracies with John and Phil. I thought my other intro was going to be playing. Whatever. We'll figure it out.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure we will. Man, so Kash Patel was confirmed yesterday as the new FBI director. Now, according to Glenn Beck and other sources, and Kash even himself, by the end of day one, isn't that what he said, Phil? Am I correct in this? By the end of day one?
He actually said by the end of day one, he was going to shut down the FBI building and turn it into a deep state museum. That's what he said he was going to do at the end of day one.
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that. I remember reading years ago, and I think it might have been in some of the either WikiLeaks stuff from Julian Assange or Eric Snowden. I remember they said, if you knew about the symbolism built into DC, it has to be dozed under. It all has to be excavated. And until I started looking, I had no idea how their creepy deep state bullshit symbols are in everything. The Washington Monument, the Capitol Dome. Did you know the Washington Monument is a giant sundial? Did you know that?
It has something to do with the reflecting pool, right? Behind
it has a couple of things. The Washington Monument itself, obviously, that's not a monument to George Washington. I don't care what they say.
It's like it looks like a speedometer needle, right?
It's an obelisk, which is symbolic of the penis, and the Capitol building is symbolic of the womb. And they believe that on certain days and during certain temporal events, the water in between the penis symbol and the Capitol building is reflected back into the universe and absorbed somehow at using that reflecting pool. On top of that, not to mention the creepy deep state nonsense involved with the George Washington Monument itself. It's 555 feet above the ground and exactly 111 feet below the ground.
Come on.
Exactly. Dude, go look it up. And on top of that, there's a sewer grate. I was there on J6. There's a sewer grate right at the base of the George Washington Monument. And if you look into it, there's a miniature of the George Washington, of the obelisk in the sewer grate. Don't ask me what it's all about. The other thing, the sundial. Apparently, and this is according to 107, and I don't think he would lie to us about this. I haven't been able to confirm it elsewhere. But when the sun is moving around so that the tip of the shadow of the monument touches certain buildings and agencies, that's when they make certain decisions on things. So it's not.
Come on, that's crazy. That's craziness,
dude. I'm telling you, this is what Juan said. Now, what leads me to believe it's accurate is, firstly, the stuff I just told you about the George Washington Monument that I also checked out. But secondly, if you look at an aerial view of DC, it's a giant owl's face. It's called the Owl of Athena.
That I know.
It's a giant owl's face, and the Oval Office is right in the middle of it. It's the weirdest thing ever. Not to mention the fact that JFK's gravesite is a gigantic Q.
No, when I worked, DC is the weirdest place. I worked in DC for a couple months, and it's just odd. It's just a very odd city. I mean, it gives you that same LA vibe at night where we talked about this before. When you're walking on Sunset Boulevard or Hollywood Boulevard late at night.
Strange vibe.
Right. Same thing with DC. Vibe. It's that same kind of eerie vibe. When you see those buildings at night, it's very weird.
I would go as New York to me also had the same vibe because I grew up in big cities. If something feels alive, that's the only way I can describe it. I don't know that it's good or bad. There's an energy there that feels alive. It's definitely in Manhattan late at night.
That's a different energy, I think. That's like a more exciting energy, like a good energy. Whereas the one in LA, it was like this ominous kind of like black shadow over you. It was very weird.
But they're both there. They're both
there.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
Anyway, lots of stuff going on. Kash is today's supposed to be his first full day. We'll see what happens. Pete Hegseth, Phil just sent me 2 clips. I love this.
That guy's great. He's
Pete
great.
Hegseth kicked out, not just CNN, I believe. Well, I don't want to say kicked them out. They had a permanent place in the Pentagon, a permanent office in the Pentagon to operate out of, correct? Now, I don't know that he booted them out completely, but he made them remove their residency there, so to speak. Is that correct?
Yep.
That is the greatest thing. Just like when when Trump shut down Caitlin Collins. How awesome was that when she started shooting off her mouth? That's the president of the United States.
How what's weird about that girl? In the very beginning, she worked for Fox News,
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, she worked for Fox News. I'll try to pull the clip for you, but what's so weird is she was pro-Trump like 5-7 years ago, whatever it was, when he first came into office. I guess it was 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And now, I'm going to pull the clip for you because it's so weird how people change. And I've heard rumors about her that she was a CIA plant and all this stuff, and it's very strange with her. There's something up with her.
Firstly, let's back up a minute. Somebody explained to me the difference between being an agent and an officer. Apparently, anyone can be a CIA agent. Let's say if they were looking to investigate criminal activity in the comedy community, they could hire me as a quote unquote agent. Apparently, officers are ones that are actually trained by and employed as federal employees. So there's a difference between being an agent and being an officer. Like, for instance, an informant could be a CIA agent or asset, I guess, if you want to say. But I thought that was an interesting distinction because lots of people had run around and claimed CIA agent as if they got a badge and an ID card and all kinds of other stuff. Right. And apparently that's the distinction between the two.
They could be informants, a whole bevy of things. I sent it to your email. If you watch in your email, the first, it says KC on it. I think it's Caitlin with a K. It might be with the C. Who cares at this point?
This says Bondi. Oh, there you go. I got it. Okay. All right.
The Bondi one is, we got to get to the Bondi one too, because her and Kash working together are going to be unbelievable.
I would love to get to Bondi. Hold on just a
second. I know you would. And Anna Maria Paula Luna too, because you mention her every day.
Why is every one of his picks a smoke show? There's not a beast in the bunch.
To that. Alina Habba. I mean, they're all just, it's ridiculous.
Come on. I mean, how many times has he said central casting? If these people aren't central casting, I mean, what is?
Yeah,
all right.
Alina Habba looks like Jessica Rabbit, though. I mean, she's ridiculous. It's crazy.
There's an old-fashioned reference. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to share the thing you just sent me. Let's see. I forget how to do this. Bear with me a second. Video file.
Oh, I'm used to this by now. I have a little
screen. Share screen. There we go.
A Sudoku game on the side.
Phil, go F yourself, all right? Here we go. View tab on StreamYard. And standby one and add to stage. Ta-da.
Oh, look at you.
Hey, man, I'm getting
regular Casey Kasem.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem. I wish I had that clip handy of him going batshit crazy. Okay, can you see my screen still?
Great. Yes, I can.
Okay, so here we go. This is the clip you sent me. And this is, who is this now? This is
Caitlin Collins. Now you're gonna.
Is that her?
Oh, I can't see the video though. I can see the email, but I can't see the video.
Oh, standby one. Okay, hold on. Share this tab instead. Okay, how's that?
There we go. Look at her.
Oh my God, she looks like she's 12. Now hold on a second.
Listen to how she speaks, though. It's a totally different person.
Okay, but hold on a second. Does she look a little mannish to you?
Look at the Adam's apple.
Okay, so we're talking. All right, dude. All right.
Look at the size of her neck.
So it's Kevin Collins. Okay, that's my point. and look at the head to shoulder ratio.
Yeah, look at the guy on the left who's about 6'4", by the way.
Is he? Is that Chris? Neck. What's his name?
Wallace? Steve Ducey. His
That's
son.
Okay.
His son is Peter Ducey.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's such a nepotism.
Play the video. Wait till you hear her speak.
All right, okay.
She's a pleasant person, John.
All right, we'll play it. Okay, here we go.
Caitlin, what does that mean? What's George Soros trying to do with the immigration crisis?
And listen to what she's talking about.
Wait, what year is this? Allegedly.
Oh, it's got to be 2016, somewhere in there.
Okay, so it's about 10 years ago. She looks, I mean, she's not old, but she really looks like a kid here.
Morning. Okay, so George Soros is this foreign-born left-wing guy who essentially wants to change the nature of our country. And in this data dump, one of the memos was about the refugee crisis. And they made 3 points. They think that they've been successful at influencing immigration policy across the world. They think that the refugee crisis is an opportunity to continue doing so. And they think the refugee crisis is the new normal. And George Soros is this guy who is a staunch advocate for open borders. He wants people to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason. And for him, he sees this immigration policy, this crisis, as a vehicle to further his immigration agenda.
From our nation.
Wow, interesting.
Back when she actually wanted to do news.
Very interesting.
It's crazy.
Very
Talking
interesting.
about Soros, all things.
She has the Rachel Maddow dude look. Yeah.
Oh,
you
God.
Agree? Yeah. Right. Agreed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got to see her hands.
No, we got to see her penis. Because I know we're not going to get to see the mangina.
What did you say to me 2 minutes before going on the air?
I said, watch language because you're a potty mouth. Hey, listen, you can say penis on the air. That's all right. Don't worry about it. You can say those things. All right. Let's see your junk.
So
is that better?
So by you saying you want to see Caitlin Collins' cock, I mean that's.
Hey, I didn't. Phil, you know the radio rules, okay? You know that.
We can bleep it.
Now I got to take a shot of my protein drink.
Right. Boy.
So I'm gonna share the 2 clips you sent me. This is great. Pete Hegseth. That's another thing about all of Trump's picks. They've all got his FU attitude. We're running the show. Get out of the way.
John, is it an FU attitude or is it just normal?
Okay. Yeah, right. Relative to what it's been, though, this,
pardon your feelings. Pardon your feelings. That? Check your feelings at the door. It's a job.
Or as someone said recently, never let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Right. No, yeah. But John, for so long, we've been beaten down with this. Oh, you have to make sure you don't upset anyone. He, her, them, theirs, you're yours.
It's interesting you bring that up because I was listening to some other truthers this morning, the news treason guys. They're excellent. And they were talking about how brilliant, and I agree, this rollout of the reversal of the psyop that we've been in our whole lives. They're taking exactly what the deep state did to us to enslave us, and they're using the same techniques to awaken us and free us. And it's hearts and minds. What's that?
Sun Tzu. Sounds a little bit like it, doesn't it?
I think this, yes, but I think Sun Tzu was not, I don't want to say as sophisticated. I'm sure he was. This is so specific. I mean, I haven't read all of Sun Tzu. I've read a lot of the principles, and I see them at play here. But what we're seeing right now is almost like it's a brilliant jiu-jitsu move, and it's like the whole world is on the psychiatrist's couch, and the psychiatrist is patting our hand, going, okay, you've had a bad dream. Time to wake up. And I've shared this, I think, with you in regard to dreams. First of all, the purpose of any dream is to keep the dreamer asleep. That's number one. Secondly, when you start to awaken, you have what Freud called dreams of convenience. You start to incorporate into your awakening experience part of the dream and part of the reality. That is exactly where we are right now. People are still, they want to go back to sleep. They want to hit the snooze button. And what they're seeing in the dream is blending into the reality of what is waking them up. The PS to this story is, and I think I've told you this before, Phil, There's a law, a literal law in New York State Penal Code that the first 5 to 7 seconds of waking someone from a dead sleep, they're not responsible for what they do. So if they get up and they take a punch at you or throw something, you can't charge them with that because they're in a quasi dream state. After 10 seconds, you're up and it's game on. But for that few seconds, not only can they not charge you, you got to admit, it's pretty unpredictable. And in fact, I spoke to a number of cops who used to tell me the most dangerous thing you're ever going to do is awaken an unconscious drunk. Someone who's under the influence of booze or drugs or both, and then you wake them up. That's the most dangerous thing you're ever going to do, and or write a summons. But I don't want to get into that. But that's where we are right now. People have been literally drugged and psyoped, and now they're waking up, and they're going to attack. They're going to lash out, especially when they find out not just that their money is missing, that it was stolen from them. Wait till they see what it was actually spent on, that it had nothing to do with DEI awareness in Uganda or whatever the hell it is they're talking about. When they find out the creepy stuff they've been doing with children, it's going to, the Q posts, what do they say? The children will bring us together. Now, they also said, and I thought this was very interesting, this is not going to get people's attention until it affects them directly. What we're seeing right now is people being shown that they are being affected directly. And that's why Trump is going to float back a couple of grand from this Doge audit just to get everyone moving in the same direction.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be bigger than that because I was doing the math on this, and you know my math skills. So this is a great idea. I don't think it's going to be 5,000. I think he was floating that just to get people started to the idea of, wait a minute, we could get some money back here. And when I say this, you're going to think I'm crazy, but there's a guy called Monkey Works who does great videos on YouTube. He even said the same thing. I was watching him yesterday. By the way, he mentioned Maxine Waters' feet as hooves. So we're all kind of on the same wavelength because he said hooves. And I was like, oh, my God.
Talk about a nightmare. Maxine Waters' feet. She's a perfect poster child for contraception.
Or
just put that picture up.
The old cartoons.
Nobody's twisting one out to that.
So he said, and I agree with this wholeheartedly, at the beginning, at the very minimum, we're not looking at 5,000. We're looking at 50,000 per person. Now, that's not just a lot of money. For some people, that's life-changing money.
I get, but the point I'm making is I agree, but it's not for the money per se. I think it's to get everyone's attention.
But that's what's going to get everyone's attention. I don't think 5,000 is going to get people's attention. He floated out like he always does. He floats out the 5,000, getting people to expect 5,000. What happens when he says, oh, yeah, it's even bigger than we thought? Got 50,000. You're telling me that's not going to make people absolutely go, this guy, what it? And then just imagine that'll get the ball rolling. Because if you get a check for $50,000 and you didn't like this guy, you're going to start liking him a little more when that check is in the mail for 50 grand, right? So now, what if he starts saying, you know what? Now we're looking at everything. Nancy Pelosi, she stole 20 million or 100 million, however much money. We're going to give you a check back for every politician that stole it. And we're going to send them to Guantanamo because that's basically, but John, hold on a second. That's basically treason. So now you wipe out their bank accounts, you send them to Gitmo, you're giving people checks back. Who's going to vote Democrat ever again if that starts happening?
I told some friends yesterday that they're open to everything we're open to, but they don't know like a lot of this stuff. And I explained to them yesterday what YMCA was. And
that's great.
They instantly saw it and they were loving it. They were loving it.
By the way, in your email, since you mentioned YMCA, there's something that says Super Dance that I sent you. Did you get that one? The MAGA dance.
Yeah. Walmart. I just want to say one thing before I open that up.
Yeah.
I told you this yesterday, and I just want to share it with other people who may be in a similar situation. I got a call from a friend yesterday we've been friends for 30 years, but for the last 4, I've been explaining Q what's going on behind the scenes. And it's been maddening because when I roll out the information that I find, he would go to Google, find the first article that pops up that says that's a bunch of nonsense, and then use that as a reference. And it was just infuriating. Last night we were talking, and I didn't initiate this part of the conversation, but he said, "Oh, by the way, I just want to say thank you. All of the stuff you were telling me about is coming true." He said, and this was the PS. This is the work for me. He said, "You never made me feel stupid for not getting it." And dude, it was hard. It was hard not to say, "Are you stupid?" But I didn't.
Oh, that he knows of.
He knows you. I said retard. I said you're a retard.
What you said behind his back, that's a totally different story. Hey, Phil, my buddy is. No, I'm kidding.
But if you have, firstly, that's how I knew I was doing my work. That I wanted to go, God, come on. I chilled and I said, okay, deep breaths. Here we go. Because that's how I would want to be taught. And then it came back around. I could, and you want to talk about what a sense of, oh my God, I'm doing it. If you have someone in your life like that, try not to turn them off by beating them over the head. I remember hearing, John the Baptist and Jesus were cousins. Did you know that?
Yeah, I went to church.
Okay. But apparently everything
I'm not Jewish, John. I may look it.
Everything I read about John the Baptist was that he was as enlightened as Jesus, but he was not a diplomat in any way, shape, or form. As someone once said, he hurled spiritual truths at people, and it broke down their barriers, but it really affected them in some dark ways. And Jesus, he demonstrated what to teach was to demonstrate. So the point
analogy.
The big words, Phil. The big words. Just stop right there.
John is Jesus. I'm John the Baptist. More like it.
Me, Phil the Baptist. Phil the Baptiste.
It's hard though, John.
So a soft touch, a diplomatic touch. I'm not good at it, but I'm getting better. All right. What is this thing?
It's hard because when you love somebody, and whether it be a friend or a family member, and you have love for him and you care about him, you don't want to see him look like an idiot.
What am I looking up here? What are you showing me? Which one?
It's the Make America Florida Again.
Dude,
this guy.
Love this. Stand by one.
This guy is just, this is how I think all of us are starting to feel now. When Kash got confirmed, that's how I felt.
Okay, let's see. Share screen. Stand by one. All right. Make Florida. Here we go. Make Florida again. This is awesome.
You got to watch the people's reactions too. It's the greatest.
Stand by one. You can see now?
Not yet.
Stand by. Oh, I know what I got to do. Hold on. I gotta add it to the stage. I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better. Here we go. How's that?
Oh yeah, terrific.
Hey, Phil. All right. Okay. All right. Jackass. It's a good thing I just gave you the speech on watching your language on this. All right. You ready? Can you see it now, stupid? Dude, it's a good thing you're a couple hours drive from here.
Whenever you're ready, John.
All right. Stand by one. What'd I do over here? Hey, what'd I do? All right. Stand by. You threw me all off, Phil.
Yeah, I did it.
Share this tab instead. Let's see. Let's try this again. All right. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can.
All right. Can you hear it too?
I can only see his legs.
But you can hear it, right?
Yes. There we go.
It's I love this guy.
He's fantastic. Look at him.
That's good. Good move. This is great.
He is fantastic. That's great.
I love it.
See, it's fun again. It's fun.
Make America fun again. Mafa.
Yeah. 3 months ago, we weren't in that.
Good.
We weren't in that mood 3 months ago.
Dude, Mafa, we should do something with that. That's good.
I'm sure.
Right?
I'm sure there's a sneaker associated with it, a meme coin. This guy hasn't missed any bases, John. When he came out with the gold sneakers, I mean, how brilliant was that?
Every step of the way, if you don't see now that, let's say, all right, I and you truly believe this is a military-led operation to awaken America and return sovereignty to the people. But if you don't see, let's say the military's not involved. Let's say that's a bridge, pardon the pun, that's a bridge too far for you. You have to see that the planning and organization and execution is at a military level, never before seen in America with Americans, ever. Whatever is running this stuff, it is a highly efficient, incredibly organized, incredibly prescient machine that is just mowing down the competition.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you say mowing down. It's, again, the executive privilege. Elon Musk met with, what's the guy's name in Brazil? Is it Brazil? The guy who we think is Robin Williams or very close to
Milei, right. Milei.
Yes.
Yep.
He met at CPAC, I guess, yesterday with Elon Musk. Do you have that clip?
I have that. Yep. Stand by one.
Now, you remember what you used to call me. I was going to wear my shirt today in honor of this. But when you see this, it's a special time.
It's a special time. It is a special time. Stand by one. Oh, wow. This is cool. This is cool. Here we go. Milei. Whoops. No, that's not it. There we go.
I have a question for you.
On the day I was born, let's all gather
Even the kid is. Wow. Dude, it's got real teeth in it.
If it were leather, you know.
Wow. That is badass.
This is great.
Wow.
That's genuine excitement right there.
Hola, amigo.
I love it. I love it.
I have a question for you.
I could watch that all day, John. They're
would
just
not.
Happy.
I would not want to interview him, Elon. He's a brilliant guy. I mean, I'd love to sit and talk with him. But
I would love to interview him. I would love it.
Well, in front of an audience, no. I would if I could sit like this and talk with him. But in front of an audience, because I guess that Asperger's thing, he takes strange turns and long beats.
Yes, and I love it. I follow when he starts talking like that. Do you not follow where he's going though all the time?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. When he starts to, it doesn't bother me, but I could see if I was interviewing him in front of a crowd, I would probably get nervous because I don't know where the hell he's going, and it's these long, uncomfortable pauses. But
you
whatever.
can watch him thinking, and it's like that's
very
why
cool.
I absolutely love. He does these talks sometimes, and he'll like call into these places, and he'll do these video conferences, and he'll talk about crypto, or he'll talk about solar power. and you can see he'll go off on these tangents, and they have nothing. They have everything to do with what you're talking about, but they're totally unrelated. To just bring people back around. I think he's a brilliant speaker. And it might be, I think you said Asperger's that he has, or like he's on the spectrum, something. He's just on another level. And just being able to hear him speak sometimes, I don't know. There's something about the guy. He makes me think in different ways just by hearing him speak.
Me too. And I can't wrap my head around how he thinks and how he sees what
I'm trying to say. Right.
He's so far ahead. I think he's an alien. I'm not joking.
Well, yeah, it's amazing that you see that, because it's not that linear thinking. He's all over the place. It's like, you remember in grammar school when they said when you want to start a paper, you brainstorm and you put the ideas all over the page and then you whittle them down. Mm-hmm. That's what it's like when you see Elon. He has all these ideas. I mean, the guy makes a rocket land on a pad after being in space. I mean, the guy, he's different. He's different.
Not if you ask AOC. He's like one of the least intelligent people I've ever seen or witnessed, whatever the hell that means.
Now, how could she even say that, though? I mean, even if you don't like the guy, you got to appreciate what he's been able to do. I mean, from PayPal to Twitter to SpaceX to Tesla. I mean, come on, give the guy credit. Just because he's on a different team, you can't dismiss his talent.
So I'm going to pull up the tweet you sent from Pete Hegseth.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
The now empty space in the Pentagon, and I'm sure. Well, let's take a look at the space and just and go from there. Stand by one. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So this was the this is the room,
the Pentagon, right?
The Pentagon that used to be where CNN had their satellite station, I guess. All right.
Like the CNN war room, I guess, where they do all their reporting and everything, have their computers set up.
Now, this woman who posted this said, a final shot of the office CNN used for many years in the Pentagon after SecDef Hegseth booted several legacy organizations out after decades old workspace. I will forever be proud of CNN's legacy. Okay, I didn't know she was one of them. Yeah, okay, you'll be proud of CNN's legacy. Meanwhile,
this is the best part of it.
Meanwhile, all right, let's go to this one. Stand by one. This was okay. Stand by. Let me share that again. Pete's response to her, okay, which was on Libs of TikTok. This is his response on Twitter. It says, and I will expand this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn. Okay. His says, stand by one. I hit the wrong thing.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Oh, well, shit. It's the same one. Anyway, his retweet of that says, hey, basically, CNN, you didn't clean up after yourself.
Yeah, what a mess.
I love it.
I love that he kicked him out, and then he goes, yeah, you guys going to clean up? I would charge him a cleaning fee.
Let me see if I can expand this here.
Why should the taxpayers have to clean up after CNN? It's the truth.
Yep. No. All right. I'll figure it out. We're just figuring this out, but you get it. It was a mess. They left their stuff behind, and they left a mess. Oh wait, is this his? Stand by. I think I might have figured it out, Phil. Aren't you lucky?
Well, maybe not.
No, I didn't. Never mind. Belay my last. Hey, man. Listen, Phil.
Hey, man.
Honesty is consistency. You know, honesty, as long as I'm consistent.
It's transparency.
Listen, we're in a whole new world. It's all transparent. I'm doing my best. I'm being transparent and transparently retarded in front of everybody. And I challenge anyone to be as transparently retarded as I am. I love it. All right, you want to play
Trump on Fort Knox?
Trump. Oh, now. So we have our own speculation on what's going on with Trump on Fort Knox. Apparently, they're going to do an audit. Now, he's been saying golden age for how long? We've been hearing revaluation of the currency, the U.S. dollar. Do you know the symbolism behind the U.S. dollar? How it even got its name, dollar?
No.
The English word dollar is a derivation of a Hindu term called mandala. It means mind circle, and a dollar, the circle, was completed. If I did a service or provided a service product to you, I would offer you my goods, my product, or my service. You would then complete the circle with something of equal or greater value for doing that. That would be the completion of the mandala, the mind circle. The dollar sign is derivative of the snake and the staff on a medical insignia, like on all ambulances have it. It's from the staff of Asclepius, who was the Roman god of healing. And the snake around the staff and the dollar, the mandala, means it literally, the symbology is indicative of something that heals or makes you whole for a transaction that has occurred. That's the purpose of it. And what happened is the deep state, and you know this, got in between. They broke the circle, they broke the mandala, and they inserted themselves in there as the middleman. Okay, instead of a peer-to-peer transaction, Phil's going to pay me X to go do Y. We're going to get in here and we'll take the receipt from Phil. We call it a dollar bill. That's why it's called a bill. We hand it to him, and then we do the exchange, and you have to go through us, and we take a little piece for doing it. That's how they got involved in our financial systems. In essence, that's the whole Babylon money system. They do nothing. They complicate things, and then they inflate or conflate their own positions through all of their little manipulation tricks, the media, newspapers, all of that, entertainment, literature, and make us believe that we somehow need them. It's all coming down now, as it's all kind of house of cards coming down around us. Okay, so this clip
just described Hollywood agents.
And think of this, and take this. Remember we said earlier the difference between an officer and an agent?
Yeah.
Hollywood agents. Why do you think they're called agents? All right, so this is Trump on Fort Knox. Here we go. Standby one.
His delivery too, when he speaks, it's incredible.
I don't know if this is the clip I'm actually thinking of, but it is. I'll comment accordingly. But stand by.
And the background is gold too. He's given us every sign.
Every sign we can imagine. Stand by.
The golden age.
Voila. Viola, here we go.
To do something. I'm actually going on this one. You know, all my life I've heard about Fort Knox. That's where the gold is kept, right? I heard Fort Knox. Oh, you know, we're getting a little bit shaky. We're getting the yips on this stuff. Like, I want to find out.
We're getting the yips. This dude, he's
the best. He's using golfing references. The yips.
We want to find out, did anybody steal the gold in Fort Knox? It's a pretty amazing place, but I'm going to actually go. We're going to open the doors. We're going to inspect Fort Knox. We want to make sure that we actually have, 400 tons of gold or whatever the hell it is. It's a lot of gold.
It is.
I don't want to open it and the cupboards are bare. Could happen. And I'm going to do.
Wow.
It's a lot of gold.
It could happen.
There's a lot of gold, John. A lot of gold.
Dude, when he puts that stuff out there, I don't know. Oh my God.
It's big.
It's big.
Pam
It's
Bondi.
huge.
I sent you an email. That should be one of the first ones from today that I sent you
Yep.
right after the KC. She and Kash, I think, are going to make the biggest impact.
I don't doubt that, but I'm just curious why you say that. I think you're right. Don't get me wrong. I 100% think you're right. But why do you say that?
This clip.
Okay. Oops. Stand by. I gotta get rid of that. And Pam Bondi.
Because the way that Schiff was just panicking, you know something's up, and I don't think they're going to let it slide.
You know what? They can't let it slide. It's just a matter of how they're going to
drop the hammer.
How they're going to drop the hammer. There's no way they're letting any of this stuff slide. No way. It's just
if this clip is any indication of how they're going to drop the hammer, I think we're all going to be happy.
All right, hold on. Oh, this is
important when you live in that state. It's like we just don't want to see these predators get away with it every single time, right? And you did this in Florida, where Florida now has the death penalty for child predators, right? And it's so important when you live in that state. It's why my family lives there.
Yeah, and I just got to transfer a federal inmate to Oklahoma to be executed.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa! Oh my God! Holy Jesus, Mary, Mother!
Adam Schiff, you better watch out, buddy. You better get your house in order. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, that is unbelievable. I wasn't expecting that. I got to tell you, I was not expecting her to say that. How come that's not? Well, we know, but it's a rhetorical question. Why is that not mainstream?
They're afraid, John. They know their money is getting dried up. He's squeezing their money. Next, the hammer. I'm telling you, these people have nowhere to go. Like he said, we have it all.
And all I have to say to that, Phil, is...
Oh.
How beautiful is this?
Yeah, he's the king.
Can listen to this all day. No one sleeps tonight.
That guy could eat a bowl of pasta like nobody else. He's unbelievable. There's never going to be anybody like this again.
And my kiss will break the silence. I never knew the words. That makes you mine. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. There it is, man. We're in the final act, Phil.
Yep.
We're in the final act of this movie. This is unbelievable. I will win. I will win. Wow. Close.
Unbelievable. Kind of like the feeling I got when I first saw Maxine Waters speak.
Dude, that
it's
is
the same feeling.
Dude, I
Take
can't
the breath
top
away.
that. That was great. That was great. Fantastic. Wow. Well, lots going on. We're going into the weekend. I'll try to get another one to show tomorrow if you're around. We'll do another one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, before we leave everybody, though, we got to show them what Zelensky, the message he had for all of us at tax time.
Oh, this tool bag. Okay, stand by one.
The Babylon Bee is the greatest.
They are. I do not know who is the
writer.
What do you call? They are so good.
They're great.
And you and I have spoken about this many times. That they are. It's really hard to write this kind of material on a daily basis, and they kill it every day. Every day, they're just amazing. All right, so this is Babylon Bee, and all right.
You got to read the. You got to read the tweet though.
Zelensky drives by in Ferrari to remind Americans of the importance of filing. Oh my God.
Weasel. I can't wait. How we should get a death pool on him going, because I don't think he's going to make it to St. Patrick's Day.
You know, I don't know. I tend to believe, like some of these other people have said, that this is these are actors. Some of these people are actors playing a role. You know, they may be. I don't know.
Even if he is, I mean, think about it though. They gotta tie up their loose ends there. They can't have this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Knowing where all the bodies are buried, the money's hidden.
Well, that's what was their worry apparently with Flynn, wasn't it? That he knew where the bodies were buried. Yeah.
Mitch McConnell yesterday saying he's not going to run again. This is his last hurrah.
Dude, his last hurrah was years ago. I saw them 2 weeks ago wheeling him into one of those handicap vans. It was so pathetic. It was like, dude, just go away. You know, you should have went away 30 years ago.
He couldn't. His wife.
Yeah.
Send the information back to China.
I know. I'm speaking rhetorically, as if these people are like us in any way, shape, or form. There's several clips of Nancy Pelosi saying on camera, "We're not like other people. We're reptilian. We have cold blood." She's not joking.
No, she's not.
She's not joking. I don't know if people go, "Oh, that's just a figure of speech." Not with her, it's not. No. She's telling you she's a reptile.
What did her daughter say? My mother will cut your head off before you even know you're bleeding.
It was her granddaughter actually said she'll cut off your head and pull out your heart while she's talking to you. Some said, "Oh, that's pleasant." Can't wait for
grandmother.
Can't wait to see the cards you send on Mother's Day to that one.
Oh, Nana.
Nona. Nona, right? Isn't it Nona in Italian?
I'm not having ice cream at your house anymore.
Oh my God. Classic. All right. Is there anything else you want to hit absolutely before we get out of Dodge?
We got to just show the RFK Patel.
Okay,
I just love that visual. How they get this stuff again with the Super Friends. I think this was the Super Friends. I forgot where this came from. But
Super Friends? What does that mean? Oh, okay. Stand by one. Stand by. All righty. Now this is more your genre than mine, but let's see. This is all right. I'll give you that one. This is a cartoon from your era.
Oh,
is that right? Oh my God, dude.
Yeah,
that is funny.
I don't know what cartoon it was, but it's one of those Hanna-Barbera cartoons from the 70s.
That's really funny.
Stuff. It was great.
Very funny.
On a serious note, though, if you want to leave on the Maui,
All right. Let's be serious. Go ahead.
the Maui email that I sent you.
Okay.
Because that's really troubling.
If anybody doesn't know, I don't know where you are, but Maui was hit with laser beams, essentially directed energy weapons. That's what set off their fires. Phil and I believe, and the evidence is pretty compelling, that 9/11 building was assisted to the ground with DEW weapons along with explosives, and that they also did it in LA, because burning things down to the ground and then taking over the land through all kinds of nefarious techniques that's their playbook. That's what they do.
It's always a fire.
It's always a fire. They love their fires, going all the way back to Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicking over in Lantern and burning Chicago to the ground. We're not buying that one either. All right, so what is this I'm looking at?
Maui, basically what's going on in Maui.
Maui. Okay, stand by one.
They're building temporary houses for people. They're not allowing them to get back on their property to rebuild. It's terrible.
Oh, I see what I did. Stand by. Okay. Maui. Oh, they put in this temporary.
FEMA got those built, but they will. You see those tiny homes, row after row after row. Tiny homes.
Yeah, little glitch. Stand by.
FEMA got those built, but they will not give permits to. And look at those. Those are like little sheds that you'd have in your garden. And this is in the middle of nowhere. Look at.
These are pretty popular on Amazon. There's these prefab setup houses things over here.
These ones. I think these ones actually may be made in China.
They
Do you
are.
see?
Those are the foldable ones. They just unfold.
Yep.
In Maui.
Give it a second.
Have been placed.
And they've said they have no
Not
intention
on
of ever letting them have
property.
their property now. And they're
What a shame.
going to all these high rises, smart city, which they voted down the year before.
Oh, look, this guy he's got to put a 6x4 deck on his. This is up
For the magic fires.
And
Oh, he called them the magic fires. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not pausing that, folks. That's a streaming issue.
That's
all
buffering.
right.
Yeah.
there's all sorts of crazy ideas, like having sort of a give it back
It's that Corso dial-up, I'm telling you.
Yeah, AOL.
to nature. There's some people worried that
Well, you get
high-priced
the idea.
developers want to come in, take up the gorgeous land near
You get the idea. The
the
developers
water.
come
The
in,
main
Okay.
basically steal generational houses, because Maui, those people have been there since the island was founded. It's sad.
Say that again. What?
A lot of the people there in Maui, those are generational houses. Those homes, they may be modest, but they've been in the family for 100 years, 150 years. I mean, and now they're gone, and they're not allowing the people to rebuild, giving them these little tiny homes, saying, "Oh, we'll be happy with this."
What about these morons in LA that are still all about the DEI and the concern for the environment? And I thought it was interesting that Trump was leaning into that little fish called a Delta. A Delta's something. What was it called? A Delta what? Delta something. Anyway, Deltas. By the way, there was a Delta yesterday. I think it was a 6-year Delta. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
That said, now, Kash was confirmed yesterday, right? 6-year Delta yesterday on the Q drops that said Keshap Patel, a name to be recognized. Did you see that?
Yep. And if you add up Keshap Patel, isn't that 147?
What does that mean?
The numbers, those number things that you do.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's something with his full name. If you add it up, yeah.
Dude, that Pam Bondi thing with extraditing someone to Oklahoma for execution, that's a shot across the bow. You better run. You better run, people.
That's what I'm saying. It's done. Adam Schiff, he knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. Don't be surprised if we don't have a black swan or black flag or red flag or whatever the hell they're calling it very soon.
That, and if it happens, just don't panic. Recognize this is right out of their playbook. This is what we expect them to do. We expect them to create, just like on 9/11, when Rumsfeld came out on 9/10 and said, 2.7 trillion, we can't find it. The next day, guess where all the paperwork was allegedly for that 2.7? In the basement of building, was it 5?
7.
That collapsed.
7.
Was building 7, whatever that building was that never got hit.
No, because think about it, John.
Those...
Think about it. And I don't know if this is a setup to try to catch the evildoers, but he's saying Fort Knox. He's saying Fort Knox.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
He's saying Kash Patel.
Right.
Yep. He's saying pedophiles, death penalty. If you don't think he's poking them as much as he can, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of if it's going to be Israel that's going to go hot, because we haven't heard about that. And you know what happens when it's out of sight? Zelensky's going to pull a crazy move. Something's going to happen within the next couple of weeks. And
hey,
plane crashes, we've had 2. There should be one more coming.
Oh, that's because there's broads driving a plane there, Phil. Can't have it. Can't have it. Can't have it. You know, this is it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to her, especially her. I know exactly what to say to her.
Okay.
Good. Good job. Now you got to hold on a second. You got to give me some props. I got much better at the technical stuff. Come on, man. I'm gonna go reset the pins in your bowling alley. All right, dude. All right, we'll do another one tomorrow. Yeah,
you got it.
All right, we'll see you then, everybody. All right, peace out.